Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new paint and talk, or I will say more an advice that comes to my mind while I was painting this miniature. So, and is adapting the painting level to your needs. What I mean here is sometimes I receive the comment that you want to paint all the miniatures that you want at the highest standard possible that you can paint. Uh, I was doing that for a while and I changed my mind. So now what I do is I try to paint to a good standard, but I try to optimize the time depending on how many miniatures and what type of miniature I'm painting, and also what objective is. Why are you painting this miniature? And the main reason to do that is I realize if you want to paint all the miniatures, maybe will sound like a little bit a stupid or logic conclusion, right? But sometimes we forget that when we are painting. So if you try to paint everything to the highest standard possible, most likely you are going to go very slow in painting any army or in painting, yeah, just anything that you want to paint. So you will accumulate miniatures, unpainted miniatures, because you want to go to the highest standard possible. And yeah, and just if you think about, sometimes it's better to maybe not be so exigent or not be so not look always for perfection in all your miniatures, and accept that some miniatures will not reach the same level of painting. So this is my point of view. If you're painting a character or a centerpiece, you want to dedicate time to this miniature. You want to paint this at the highest standard. Of course, if you paint for display, you want to go to the highest standard possible. And just as a reflection, I'm talking here for people that is painting, wants to paint an army. So the objective here is that you want to paint army, you have a collection, and you paint to play, not for display, not for a contest. Of course, if you're painting for a contest, you have to go for the highest standard possible, because it's what is the objective. But not all the miniatures we paint, at least in my case, are for a contest or for a competition. So what I trying to do now is to have efficient painting. What I mean by having an efficient painting or being efficient in your paint job is I try to paint to a good standard, of course. I will not go to a crappy job, but I will compromise. So if I will not do a lot number of layers if I can do the same or similar job with less layers, for example. And then I will look what is the focal point on this miniature. For example, let's look at this miniature, okay? Where I want to emphasize, what I want to show here. So most likely I will dedicate time on the armor plates, I will dedicate time on the face, I will dedicate time on this piping here, right? On the top and the head. Most likely I will also dedicate some time to the weapons, to the plasma weapons. Okay. Then what you want to do is on the other parts you do a nice job, but you don't dedicate that much time. I will not spend too much time on all this tubing. Maybe I will do another watch or something. I will clean up a little bit, highlight, but I will not spend a lot of time. This is not the main focus part. And then to make the miniatures to pop up, I was thinking, okay, I will do some OSLs. We'll do OSL on the plasma mouth, I will do OSL on these things. So the miniature will pop up. We are going to do something that is efficient, but it will not consume a lot of time. This is not going to be a centerpiece in our Chaos Army, okay? I know it's a big miniature, you can spend time and it can look nicer, but it's not a miniature that I'm painting for a contest. It's not a miniature that I'm painting as a centerpiece of my army. It's going to be another vehicle in a 40k army where normally you have more than one vehicle. Okay, and this is the point. So and the reason to do that okay, is to have to spend a little bit less time on the paint job of a miniature and be able to have to try to reduce my what's called this, my pile of shame, all the gray plastic that I still have, and not only gray plastic, I have also gray metal and pale resin. Okay, so just this is an advice. Think, why are you painting the miniature, and paint efficiently. Let me show another example. Okay, I'm painting these guys. Okay, I'm painting also Blood Bowl team. Where you want to focus? I focus to do the ball because it's quite visible in that case. I will focus on the face to do the eyes, but then on the other things I will not spend so much time to doing super blending highlights. Wash a couple of highlights and we go. If you paint for a contest, of course this is too harsh sometimes. Okay, you want to go for smoother transitions, you want to spend more time. But as this is really, I'm going for tabletop to play, I try to go more efficiently and not do too many things, not use things that are consuming too much time. Then you can arrive to results that are quite nice. Of course, they are not for competition, but they can look quite good, and at the end it will look nice on the tabletop. So this is what I mean by doing efficient painting, or being efficient at the paint job. So try to think sorry, what is the objective of your paint job, and look the model, how it will look like on the table. Okay, so this model, once it's on the base, okay, this will go like that on the base, right? So let me show, this will go like that on the base. Okay, the bottom part will not be visible, don't spend too much time. If someone is looking, will see that it's painted, no need to spend too much time. The inside of the legs are not that visible neither once it is on the base, so I don't need to spend too much time. Of course, if it's for a contest, the judge will try to look these details, but this is not for a contest, this is for to play, so you want something nice, so try to be efficient. And this is why more and more I try to paint in bigger sub-assemblies, because sometimes when you're painting with small sub-assemblies, you can dedicate a lot of time painting details that are not going to be that visible, and then you feel that you have lost the time. As I said, this is when you are painting for gaming. I received the past comment, I paint all my videos to the best standard I can. I understand this, I used to do that. I think it's better if you adapt your standard and you use the techniques that are more efficient for each purpose. For example, if I'm doing this for a contest, most likely instead of doing washes and just one highlight, you will go more for blending and wet blending and to have smooth transitions. But to be fair, on the tabletop, once you're playing, it will look more or less as nicer if you do a wash and a couple of nice highlights and you keep going. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk with you, and this is a opinion that I have, and please let me know what do you think about that. So you want to paint anything to the highest standard possible, or you adapt your paint job to the needs. I think also I'm pretty sure Vince Venturella is not dedicating the same amount of effort, for example, when he's painting something for a competition, when he's painting a crystal brush competition, than when he's painting just a clan rat for a Skaven army, to put an example, right? Unless this is painting a unit also for a competition there. Okay, so this is just a thing to take into account. I think we have, I know that this is hobby, and all depends on what is your objective. If you paint to have an army, just paint efficiently to the standard that you like for a tabletop, but be aware that the higher the standard, most likely the most time consuming is going to be. So this is why sometimes maybe my miniatures are not all at the same standard, because I just want to have something painted to be able to have something nicely painting on the tabletop instead of playing with gray plastic. So that's all what I want to talk here. I hope that makes sense for you. And yeah, looking forward to know what is your point of view and what is your opinion on this topic, because are you painting always to the highest standard possible, or you adapt your standard to the need of the miniature? That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.